This is a real missing person mystery. More than 45 years later, nobody knows exactly what happened. 5 close friends drive to watch a basketball game. They never return home. Days later, their car is found abandoned high in the freezing mountains, miles away from the road they should have taken. Months later, investigators discover the bodies of 4 of the men. 1 man is never found. The strangest part? They had access to food, shelter, and supplies that could have saved their lives. Yet they still died. What happened on that mountain? This is the mystery of the Yuba County 5. The 5 friends were Jack Madruga, Bill Sterling, Ted Weir, Jackie Hewitt, and Gary Mathias. They lived in Yuba City, California, United States, and were between 24 and 32 years old. Most of them had mild intellectual disabilities, while Gary Mathias had previously been diagnosed with schizophrenia but was considered stable while taking medication. They were close friends who shared a passion for basketball and were looking forward to playing in a tournament of their own the following day. On the evening of February 24, 1978, the 5 men drove in Jack Madruga's Mercury Montego to Chico, California, to watch a college basketball game. After the game, they stopped at a convenience store shortly before midnight to buy snacks and drinks. Witnesses described them as cheerful and behaving normally. They then began the drive back home to Yuba City, but they never arrived. 4 days later, searchers discovered their Mercury Montego abandoned on a remote mountain road in the Plumas National Forest, nearly 70 miles away from the route they should have taken. The car was stuck in snow but otherwise undamaged. It still had fuel, and investigators believed it could probably have been driven out of the snowbank. The location made no sense, and no one could explain why the men had driven so far into the mountains. Heavy snowfall made searching almost impossible. It wasn't until June, when the snow melted, that investigators made a horrifying discovery. Nearly 19 miles from the abandoned car, they found a Forest Service trailer. Inside lay Ted Weir. Medical examiners concluded he had survived for several weeks before dying from starvation and hypothermia. Around him were military emergency food supplies, warm clothing, propane, and matches. Much of the food had never been opened, and the trailer's heating system had never been used, despite having enough fuel to keep the trailer warm. Over the following days, investigators found the remains of Jack Madruga, Bill Sterling, and Jackie Hewitt at different locations along the route leading toward the trailer. All had died from exposure to the freezing conditions. Only one member of the group, Gary Mathias, was never found. Because some of Ted Weir's clothing appeared to belong to Gary, investigators believe he may have survived longer than the others. Despite decades of searching, however, not a single confirmed trace of Gary Mathias has ever been discovered. Over the years, many theories have emerged. Some believe the group became hopelessly lost after taking a wrong turn. Others think they may have fled from something they encountered that night. Some have even suggested Gary's mental health condition may have influenced the group's decisions. But none of these theories has ever been proven, and investigators have never fully explained why the men abandoned a working car, walked deep into the freezing wilderness, or failed to use the life-saving supplies inside the trailer. More than 4 decades later, the Yuba County 5 remains one of America's most disturbing, unsolved mysteries.